Well, hey everybody, welcome to the Grand Scheme. Grand Kahonu here. Gonna hit some arena tonight. I know I said I wouldn't be streaming tonight, but with Memorial Day, some plans changed, and I'm here to do some live streaming. So it's good to see you, Davi Vinicius. We've got you in the stream. Zachary Bahena. Good to see you guys again this evening. As has been my habit, I need to actually jump into Alliance Quest first and use up my energy here before I jump into Arena. So let's do that real quick. Day 5 of Alliance Quest on map 5. Finally took my Suicide Masteries off so I can take Ronin in here with the class advantage and not worry about the heal block. I do have to worry about getting hit though, apparently. Alan Wagner, welcome to the channel tonight, sir. How are you doing? If you guys will just bear with me just a minute, I need to really concentrate on vision here. That was too close. All right, so Davi, Zachary, Allen, welcome to the stream. Anybody else? Anybody else with us yet tonight? This is a tech symbioid. Ronin's pretty low, but I'm feeling adventurous. Might as well. I was just about to say, can't afford any mess ups at all. And I messed up before I could say the words. Ultron it is. Aaron Dakin, yes, I did get 4-star Yondu. I'll talk about him here in just a minute. Oh, come on. He just dropped his block. I don't even know what happened there. Just hoping for a stun. I think that should finish him off. Yeah, man, I'm gonna hit arena here in just a minute. I just needed a. I was at 5 energy in Alliance Quest. Hadn't been on for a few hours. Had some guests over tonight for the holiday. So needed to jump in here and burn this energy. And kill off Ronan, and then now I'm good to go for arena. So, what are you guys up to tonight? Anybody hitting arena or doing anything else? I did get Yondu. I've got to play with him some. I really wish I had him awakened. It's Nebula wasn't such a big deal. I could put a video together for her, and it was still pretty accurate, even when she was unawakened, because her signature ability is pretty straightforward. But I think really to get a feel for what Yondu is capable of, he really does need to be awakened. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get the 3-star from Arena this time around, because I can awaken a 3-star with stones. I don't have any way to awaken the 4-star right now. Going to try to get a 3-star unawakened Yondu. Very good, sir. Do you have any 3-star awakening gems that you can use for him? I need to do some more testing with mine, but I'm fairly certain that Yondu is bugged already, which really does not surprise me at all. Right. Yeah, he'll come. I may go ahead and open a couple of more crystals when he's back in the 4-star there. Should be in the next couple days, I think. I may use some units and buy one or two more crystals, and just hope that I awaken him. I know it's really not a great idea to blow my units there, but it's either that or save for Realm of Legends, and who wants to do that, right? Oh yeah, that's true. 4-hour maintenance tomorrow, and that'll start at 10 p.m. where I'm at, so that means tomorrow we won't be live streaming tomorrow then, because the game will not be on. Yeah, I'm honestly I'm not sold on Carnage at this point. His abilities don't really excite me, at least the way I understand them. I would like to awaken Yondu because like I said, I want to see what he can do with that signature ability. I think he has a lot of potential there. Um, After that, my intention is to be saving for Labyrinth. I was hoping to dupe Star Lord to take him in, but since that didn't happen with my last 5-star. I need to I just need to set myself a goal and a deadline and enter the labyrinth with Storm. So I will be saving units and battle chips until I have a reasonable amount to conquer my first path in the labyrinth. But I may start that saving after I take a couple more shots for Yondu. Did I say Realm of Legends? I'm sorry, East Salinas. No, yeah, I've done Realm of Legends. I'm talking about Labyrinth, the Labyrinth of Legends. I have not done Labyrinth yet. No, I have been waiting to do that because I know Storm can do it, but it's going to cost more units, I think, than it would take to run it with Star Lord. So I've just been waiting. Haven't been in a huge hurry to get it done. But the time has come. I've put it off long enough. Yondu, not quite like Black Panther. I mean, he does not bleed as much as Black Panther does. He only bleeds with his Yaka arrow, which is special attacks and light attacks, and not even every light attack. So if you do a 5-hit combo, medium, light, 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 medium, then the second and the fourth hit of that combo, so the first and the third light attacks, use the Yaka arrow, but the middle one, that second light attack, is not a Yaka arrow attack, and it's not even 100% on those. That's a 25% chance that it will. I see some more in the chat. I will be with you just a second if you'll give me a minute. I'm on fight 13 here, and which is a maxed out 5-star Thanos team. Not particularly difficult to fight, but they are long fights. Really can see challenger rating is a factor in these fights. So, not quite as mindless as the fights become later. I thought I had time to get that heavy off. There we go. Brian, welcome back to the stream, sir. How are you doing tonight? And Nightmare, welcome back. Good to see you again. For the rest of you, if you're just joining, welcome. It's about 20 minutes after 11 p.m. where I am. What time is it where you are at in the world? I guess that was fight 15. So we should be good now past the Thanos and Kang's team at this point. I can mod people, but at this point I haven't been adding any mods. I average about 12, maybe a dozen viewers when I'm live streaming, and at that number of viewers, I don't really see a need to add any more mods. I've got 2 right now. But if we continue to growing, I will. If we continue to grow, and if I can speak without stuttering too much, then I will be adding some more mods. Had a pretty good day, Brian. Thanks. Memorial Day, I got to sleep in this morning. The kids stayed with their grandmother, so we got to sleep in about an hour and a half later than we usually do, without the kids here to wake us up. And then the wife and I, got to get out and run some errands. I came home and threw a loin on the smoker and spent all day in the yard doing some yard work and smoking some meat. And had some company over for dinner tonight to eat that smoked pork loin. It was very good. So I had an enjoyable day. You're an hour ahead of me, Nightmare. Are you East Coast states or elsewhere? Very good. East Coast. You have no clue about where you are? I'm confused. Oh, in Maryland. Okay. Good. That's a nice part of the country. Driven through that area a number of times. I have family up in Maine, and so it's been a number of years since I've made that drive, but I do remember making it quite a bit as a child and a few times as an adult. Beautiful country. I love driving up in that area. Well, if you're just joining the channel, welcome. Just hitting some arena tonight, trying to hit some milestones. If you're new or just joining, drop a line in the chat and say hello. Slave work. You make it sound like you don't like your job too much. Well, considering I live in Kansas, then yes, they do live by the ocean. Anything is by the ocean if it's not in Kansas. But yeah, about an hour and a half, I should think, from where they're at. They're in Bangor or Bangor, however they say it up there. I don't know. I should know how to do a Maine accent, but it's not very good. My mother would be ashamed. Oh, that's all good. Nightmare. Plenty of time to work. Don't rush into it. You'll have a lifetime to do it and wish you could be done. Sound Waves, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again, sir. I'm doing well. How are you, Sound Waves? "13 years old, but you're a demon, so you can't die." Well, that sounds like an interesting predicament to be in. X-Men Avenger 23. Wish you could smoke one down. Well, me too, man. Me too. It's good to see you, though. By the way, I don't think I've seen you in the stream before, so thanks for joining. Saving crystals for opening on your channel. I applaud you for that, sir. I don't know that I will ever do a crystal opening on my channel. I don't have the willpower to save crystals. And to do a big crystal opening, you need to be able to save crystals. I had a 4-star. I got a 4-star earlier today. I thought I should save that until the live stream tonight, and I decided I would do that. And then about 90 seconds later, I decided I'd go ahead and open it. So the other day when I saved that 5-star for 8 hours, that was rough. And before Chicken Jerky or CJ starts saying anything, you can wait until tomorrow, sir. New 5 stars tomorrow. You have 30 now and you're saving 50, and I'm assuming you mean PHCs. Yeah, Nightmare, it's crazy how many crystals he's got. I've seen actually people that have more crystals saved up than he does. And at some point, I think it actually it becomes a necessity to begin saving crystals, because otherwise you're just selling resources. If you can't use the ISO, you're just selling ISO left and right, and you've already got your champions maxed out, then you save the crystals so you're not just blowing ISO. Seen people with 400. Yeah, and the 2-year gift crystal. Okay. Hold on, I just got a notification here. It looks like okay, that's just I just saw a graphic about the 5 stars being added to the 5-star crystal. It's just on Truco's Facebook page. So that looks interesting. July, not too thrilled about July. August, not too thrilled about that, except for maybe X23. But once we hit September, we're going to have some pretty nice additions to the 5-star crystal. Agent Venom, Crossbones, Nightcrawler, all come in September. So that's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, I heard about those days, X-Men Avenger, but that must have got changed just before I started playing, because I never had to worry about that. Just opened them as I got them, and alright, Quake's giving me trouble here. That was dumb. This is most of the free crystal, right? Just saving up the PHCs there. One of the reasons I'm saving is because I want my first 4-star, and September is your birthday. Well, I wouldn't save PHCs and hope for a 4-star. I mean, you have a chance of a 4-star to PHC, but your chances do not increase by saving the crystals. Your chances per individual crystal. So you have just as much of a chance to pull that 4-star out of a PHC today as you do, if you open 400 at a time. Not to mention, I mean, you also will get shards from duping another champion. So I mean, you really want to be, if you want a 4-star, a specific 4-star when they come out into the 4-star crystal, then you need to be saving your 4-star crystals. But the PHC, I don't know how effective that's going to be. Nightmare hoping for Loki, Gambit, Rocket, Hulk, and Black Suit Spider-Man. Yeah, I would agree. Rocket and Hulk would be nice. The other ones I'm not too sold on. You max your 2-star instead of your 3-star. Well, ISO will build back up. I recently ran out of ISO myself, but I mean it may take a couple weeks, but just keep opening those crystals, and it'll build back up pretty quickly. Jimmy Anderson, good to see you again. How are you doing tonight, sir? Oh, yeah, no, there's no way I'm going to put up another 15 million. I can't do that back to back. I mean, it was painful enough to grind for 2 features in a row. I can't. There's no way I could grind for the same feature back to back. But I probably will open a few crystals once they put that back out. I don't know when that happens. I know they just took him off yesterday, but he'll be back on in a day or two or something like that. Or maybe it's Thursday. So I'll probably pop a few crystals and see if I can't awaken him, since I don't have an awakening gem for him. And if not, then he'll just have to wait until he's back in the 4-star crystal, or if I get awakening gem. Yeah, Gambit is. I like playing with Gambit. He's another one I haven't used outside of Arena, but I do enjoy using him in Arena. Well, if you start Act 2 soon, I mean, if your 2 stars are maxed, you can do Act 2. You can do Act 2 with your 2 stars, or at least start it. And then you'll get some good resources from there. It just takes time, and it's a progression. What time do the champs come out? I don't know. It just said tomorrow. And what we know is happening tomorrow is the game update comes out tomorrow, and usually I think it's either like 10 a.m. or 12 noon Central Time, but it really is going to vary. It depends on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, what time they release those updates. So I don't know if it's going to come with that, or if it's going to come with the 4-hour maintenance tomorrow night. I don't pretend to know any of the ongoings behind the scenes. I don't know anything about game programming, but it does seem a little odd to me to have the to release an update in the app stores and then have a 4-hour maintenance for the game that very night. Jimmy, have you noticed that Yondu seems to be bugged? No, the new update does not have Carnage. He'll come next month with the new event quest. Yeah, they're gonna put out a patch to fix a bunch of stuff, and they'll have a bunch of other stuff broken. I mean, the one thing that I saw in there that I'm happy about, or rather, I should say, one thing that I didn't see in there that I'm happy about. I didn't see any note on fixing Unstoppable Colossus. I don't know if I just read over that and missed it, or if it's really not there. So if that's not fixed yet, if I can get into the labyrinth before they fix it, that'll make things easier, I think. You can rank 5 Vision, World War II, or Hulk today, or wait for either one more for Hyperion or X-23. Thoughts? I would say Vision. Um, Vision is one of the most beneficial champs in the game because of his power control and his double immunity. At some point, I mean, World War II, he's nice to have. Hulk, he's nice to have. X-23, Hyperion, they're nice to have. They're fun champs. They're very effective at what they do. But at some point in the game, you will need Vision. And so if you can wait on the other ones, if you've got the stuff to rank Vision, I would say rank Vision. He is just absolutely essential. Jimmy Anderson, he does, right, you say he takes Thorn's damage with his Yaka arrow, even though he shouldn't. Okay, so that's my point. Let me see if I still got this up here. Yeah, I've still got this. So on his spotlight, I mean, there's a few things. I mean, the first thing here is, where'd it go? Maybe it's at the bottom. Where did it go? Where's his synergies? Oh, right there. Star-Lord. Number 4, Star-Lord, Rivals. All champions gain 115 critical damage rating. He has no Star-Lord synergy listed. That's missing. It's absent. And then the two, I mean, good matchups. I haven't tried this armor up thing. I need to. But the very first good matchup they list is Electro. He's not going to take damage from Electro or from Thorns. Well, he does from the Yaka arrow. But then they also list a bad matchup or poor matchup, Daredevil. Why? Because the Yaka arrow is a projectile and Daredevil's going to evade it. Well, guess what? Daredevil does not evade it. I tried it several times, so the only thing I can figure is for some reason they have his Yaka arrow registering as a melee attack rather than a projectile attack. And at this point, it just doesn't even surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that he's got problems. See, look, CJ and I agree on something. Yes, Vision is probably the most overall useful. Anyway, I also noticed in this update they did not address Nebula. She still does not reduce the ability accuracy of robots. They've acknowledged that that's a problem, but that didn't make it into their update. Kobe24, welcome back to the stream, sir. It's good to see you again. I like him so far, even aside from the problems with the missing synergy and the Yaka arrow not functioning as a projectile. I like him. Um, I need to. I didn't get a whole lot of opportunity today to do much with him since it's Memorial Day, and I had other stuff going on. But I still think he is going to be a very good champion for Alliance War offense. What I think about the Civil Warrior buff, it looks good. I think it would. I think it's going to benefit him. I don't know how beneficial a poison and bleed resistance is going to be, but I think if it depends on how that works, I suppose. If that means that a champion that causes bleed, like Black Panther, is going to have trouble making him bleed, then I can give that or give or take. I mean, if you don't mess up, then you don't have to worry about that. If, however, it means he reduces the damage that he takes from bleed and poison effects, that interests me. I would want to know how maybe Suicide Masteries would play into that. Archangel was nerfed big time in the first week, so that's just Kabam screwing things up as per. Yeah, it's par for the course now. Okay, Oswaldo, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. I think this is your first time here, so you have a big hearty welcome. Smoke it down, man. Evan Mull, good to see you again, sir. How have you been? 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, David. How many points do you think for Doctor Strange? Well, last time I said 2.1 to 2.5, and he was 2.3. I'm going to say probably right about the same. Yeah, mine's at 330 right now. I have the resources to take him up, and I do need to rank a tech to rank 5 within the next 6 days. I just don't know if it's going to be him or Star-Lord at this point. Now, if you could just explain what 454.392 means, CJ, then we'll all be better off for it. X-Men Avenger, I hope they come with some sort of compensation for the dashback bug. Kabam Mike implied that there will be compensation for that. I saw a resident made a post in the forum saying, look, you guys need to do something about this. It's been over a month that we've been dealing with this. There needs to be some kind of compensation. And Kabam Mike said, well, you haven't seen anything because we wait till things are fixed, and that's all I'm going to say. You know, his usual kind of dropping a hint and then say I'm not going to say anything more about it. So I expect we'll see something, but my pessimism kicks in and says we'll see something, but it's going to be an abysmal attempt at compensation. Well, thank you, Soundwaves. I appreciate the sub. Thank you for that. Yeah, I get it. I was just giving you a hard time. Just like nobody can really explain what the numbers mean in the game. Yeah, nobody knows what your number means anyway. Yeah, I don't want to take them past rank 3 until I'm convinced that they're going to be useful. Because at this point the tier 4 basics are too valuable. Kobe24, thank you for the subscription, sir. I appreciate that. That helps me out a lot. Anyway, yeah, the T4B are just, for me at this point, they are more valuable than even Tier 4 class catalysts. It's crazy. I never thought I'd say that. But that's really what I need. I've got Tier 4 class catalyst to rank a champ in every category right now except for one. I can't remember which one it is. But I only have 6 or 7 Tier 4 basics. And I need 8. I need 8 to take a 4-star from rank 3 to rank 5. And so I'm being very selective at this point about who I use those on. Ah, I knew he'd get that in there. I got destroyed by Nightcrawler in Alliance War today. It was a bloody mess, and he's gonna knock me out here. Oh, whew. That was too close. That was way too close. Do I like Venom? Not well. I like Venom because he hates Spider-Man, so it's kind of like a kindred spirit there. But as far as playing with him, not really. Not really. DJ Ray Ray, welcome to the stream again, sir. Good to see you. Am I enjoying Yondu? Yes, but I haven't played with him a whole lot yet. I just was pretty tired yesterday, and then today we've had plans for Memorial Day and stuff, so I just haven't had a whole lot of time to sit down with the game. But that he's on my agenda over the next few days. I'm going to be using him quite a bit and putting together some footage and put a video up about my thoughts concerning him, my initial impressions. I do know, though, right off the bat already that he is bugged. If you weren't here just a bit ago, his Yaka arrows are not registering as projectiles. They're registering as melee attacks, and so he is still taking thorns and electro damage from those Yaka arrow attacks, and also Daredevil is not evading them. Well, if you're just joining the stream, welcome. Thanks for being here. If you drop a line in the chat, say hello. Let us know you're here. Yeah, I agree. It's hopefully that won't be a problem anymore after tomorrow, X-Men. Jimmy Anderson didn't have any other good champs to take up, overloaded with basics, but not as many class. Yeah, I used to have that situation. It's funny how, I mean, it just kind of flips the things that you need at any given moment. Right, and I think that's part of it. I at one point, with the rank down tickets, I ranked up. I've got 6 5-stars at rank 3 or above, and so I just burned through all of my ISO, all of my T4B stash. I'm just trying to get caught back up right now. Final score about 16.3 is what we finished with. 16.1, I want to say. Yeah, it's pretty sad that he's bugged already. Yeah, that Nightcrawler, though, that messed me up in Alliance War, I'm embarrassed to admit it. It was on an unblockable first special node. And I think going into that fight with Daredevil, I was caught off guard and was not in the mindset of, okay, this is Nightcrawler, I need to get him to switch and really pay attention to this. And so I just messed up. I made a poor choice. Ended up trying to block a first special, and of course unblockable. So it was pretty ugly. It was pretty ugly. I don't open 5 stars. I'm done. I retire from 5 star crystals. I have no luck with them. So you got to post that right as I start fighting with this jerk. But I guarantee you, with your luck, you're gonna get Ultron or Hulk, one of the two. Well, we could do something. Of course, I personally could not open your crystal for you. That would be against Kabam's uh, terms of service or whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, exactly, Evan. Exactly. No account sharing here. Yeah, I want Grand to get that Star Lord for himself too. Agent Venom is good. I'm not a huge fan of Agent Venom. I know some guys that like him a lot. Um, but really, I mean, his big thing is he can shrug off debuffs. I mean, that's his major attribute. He can reduce evasion, so he's pretty good for Spider-Man as well. But I would rather have Crossbones for that. And Crossbones, he doesn't. Excuse me, he doesn't have a high of a chance to shrug off debuffs, but he can do that some. So I prefer Crossbones over Agent Venom, but AV is still very good. And he can be challenging on Alliance War defense for less experienced players or players that have trouble intercepting. Because he does shrug off debuffs, it's very hard to keep him parried long enough to counter. So that would be something to consider too if you need a defender. Hey, good night, Soundwaves. Thanks for hanging with us for a bit. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm planning on hitting it with Storm now. If I get Star Lord between now and the time I get in there with Storm, then he'll go in, and actually I might end up just bringing both of them if I did end up duping him, because I could put Storm, Star Lord, 4 and 5 star Magneto, 5 star Cyclops. Yeah, Avion Kinetic Reactor. I see him there quite frequently. It can be a real pain in the butt because his you can't block the bullet spray on his first special, and that means he's gaining power just from the bullet spray, and he's right back to S1 uh, pretty darn quickly. Missed that one. Haitian refugee, a uh, I need to do some like linguistic calisthenics or something like that. Good evening, Haitian. Happy Memorial Day to you as well, and of course, Happy Nurse Brian Grant. I'm just reading your comment. I'm not endorsing that, so just officially. Just in case there are any For Loki guys in here. It does make me chuckle though every time you type that. That's funny. Hey, it's cool, man. I've always wanted to be on TV. Well, if you're just joining, thanks for watching. Drop a line in the chat and say hello. We'd love to chat with you. Cutoff for Yondu was 14.6, I think, something like that. Let me check. Pretty sure it was like 14.6. It was under 15 million, but not by much. Let's see. Yeah, 14.63 million is what Trucos has as the cutoff. For Loki is a wretched hive of scum and villainy, except Joel. He's an angel. Yeah, I see that on their page description. I've seen that. That's a pretty nice description. Although I would counter that they haven't hung out with my alliance, so we could probably give them a run for their money. I may have cried. Yeah, I mean, if I had missed the cutoff, I would have cried. Right here on YouTube, you know, it's an experience very similar to opening a 5-star crystal live. I appreciate that, X-Men. Yeah, I honestly don't even think about it too much. I just come on here because it makes it a little less mind-numbing to grind arena when you've got some people to do it with. But of course, when you're talking and trying to fight, you do tend to make more mistakes. Oh, that's funny. Haitian, were you in For Loki, or are you in For Loki? Or is that just a chat-related thing? YouTube chat. You have a screenshot of Brian Grant looking at the message board on his live stream when the Nerf Brian Grant tag was started. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, cool. Well, you've started a movement, sir. And as they say, there's no such thing as bad press, right? So it's gotten him some attention too. So that's good for his channel. What is that, Evan? What is a hashtag refugee? Well, if he does, Haitian, you should demand a royalty. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm a little dense sometimes. I get it now. Yeah, I like Brian too. X Men. I usually jump on his stream for a few minutes after I'm done. In the evening, even though it does sadden me just a little bit that he never responds to my comments in the chat. But I'll move on. I'll move on. Now I've seen Joel comment about having making an 801 shirt too. Is that did he missed a cutoff and came in at number 801? Is that do you guys know about that? I'm assuming that's what that means. Unfortunately, I don't get to get on his live streams too much, or haven't yet. Well, if you're just joining the stream, welcome. We're just grinding a little bit of arena and discussing various random things in the chat. So if this is your first time here, or if you are just joining, drop a line and say hello. Yeah, that had to be absolutely gut wrenching. Kobe24, what do you think about the new sub pool and the featured hero crystals? It seems like a good idea to me. Um, I need to go back and read that description more carefully. Because in the featured crystal, the way I understand it, I mean, you have the same chance to get the featured as you do now, but every feature that has appeared in the past that is not yet in the standard 5-star crystal is also in that crystal. and so you have a chance of getting them. But are all of the 5 stars in that crystal, or is it just the feature and the features that are between the feature crystal and the regular 5 star crystal? Because it seems to me if it's every single 5 star, I mean, you're going to have an increased chance for the feature, and then it should have an increased chance, maybe not quite as increased, for the secondary sub pool. Yeah, you intrigued me with that suggestion, Haitian. I might have changed my mind about Spider-Man if that was actually the case, that he was able to get past that every time. But yeah, I think it was just his auto evade. Now, of course, if he's at a higher signature level, then I would think he'd have a pretty good chance of doing that anyway. So I mean, I don't think it would be a bad option necessarily. But personally, I just would never bring him to attack because I just don't like fighting with him. I did not read about Yondu being bugged. I read about his description on his spotlight of what he should do, and just playing with him, he is not doing that. He is still taking damage from Electro. Uh, Daredevil does not evade his Yaka arrows. And so, if with those two things, my only conclusion is that the Yaka arrows must be registering as melee attacks rather than projectile attacks. East Salinas 9 Squad all worried? What are you worried about, sir? Jada Murphy, welcome to the stream. I believe this is your first time here. If so, a big hearty welcome to you. Smoke it down. Right, that's exactly why I wouldn't use him, Haitian. I like to be in control of the fight. If I were to use him, I mean, I would have to use him. I would have to fight with him like I was fighting a stun immune champion all the time, and not rely ever on blocking or trying to parry. Because if you're relying on a parry, if you need that parry to accomplish what you're trying to do in the fight, and he decides to evade at that point, it can be disastrous. Thomas Dowdy, good evening to you, sir. Good to see you again. And Jar77 Gaming, welcome to the stream. I would say I would read your line, but I'm not Dorky Diggity Dave. I think he's got a copyright on that or something. So, good evening to you, sir. Smoke it down. Let me, since I'm really not under a lot of pressure to hit these milestones here, let me actually show you what I'm talking about with Yondu. All right, so first of all, let me pull Yondu up. All right, so his Yaka arrow, 25% chance to inflict bleed. Well, it's not. It's actually not on here. It doesn't say. It doesn't say what attacks he uses his Yaka arrow for. I thought it did. Okay, so that's actually on the Kabam spotlight. And if you read in this description here, where'd it go? So Yaka arrows are projectile attacks, meaning they don't trigger static shock or thorns. Okay, and then if you go to Daredevil, Daredevil will evade the Yaka arrow attacks just like any other projectile. Hint, other than his special attacks, they're all light hits. So light hits are the Yaka arrow. Now, if you do a 5-hit combo, that's going to be your second and fourth hit are going to be the Yaka arrow. So let me find a Daredevil here. And this guy, let's see what signature level he is. He's a 23, so it's not very high, but it's still a 75% chance to evade. And since we know it's light hits, we can go in and duel him using only light hits, and we should get at least one evade if this is working, right? Cyberwolf boy, I will tell you the same as I did last time. I'm not adding any mods at this point. I just don't think we have enough viewers to really justify more than the two that I already have. So just doing light hits, we should get some kind of evade here. And Daredevil is never going to evade me. Now, if you can find me a higher signature level Daredevil to duel, I will test it on him too. My plan is to take him into Act 4 and fight against the Daredevil boss there that is a 100% chance to evade. But I just haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. I have fought an Electro with him and done the same thing, and he is definitely still taking damage from the Yaka arrow as well. X-Men Adventure, you convinced me to rank 5 my Vision, testing him at rank 5 now in Master. Hey, thank you, sir. I'm glad I could help you out. Yeah, Vision is extremely valuable. If you just need a little bit of power control, then you can spam his first special if he's awakened, because he will steal power every time he drains power. But if he's not awakened, then you're going to have to build power on your own. But if you just need a little bit of control, you can spam his S1. I usually use his second special. It's especially good against regenerating champs because his SP2 drains 100% of the power every time, and it inflicts heal block because it brings them to 0 power. And so he actually does, since 12.0 update, Vision does significantly more damage with his second special than he used to. He does very, very well against power gain champions because the more power he drains, the more damage he does. And so ideally what you want to do is to get him to his second special and push your opponent's power meter up as high as you can, and then use that second special to drain it completely. The one thing that I am a little disappointed about that they changed with Vision. Before 12.0, he had a very high block proficiency, and so he took 0 damage when he parried. I could go in and fight Cyclops in Alliance Quest Map 5 and come out of that thing with nearly full health. Because I've just parried everything and evaded specials, and with a perfect fight, he could beat Cyclops with no health lost at all. Well, after 12.0, he now takes damage when he parries, which I just think is dumb, because Vision is the only champion in the game that has 0 regeneration. Everybody else is capable of regeneration, whether through masteries or through abilities. So you have The other robots, Ultron, Nebula now, they have regeneration, self repair. Other champions, even that don't have regeneration ability, they have the salve mastery or whatever that's called, where they can gain health through that. And if you parry a hit, you lose 5 points on a parry, you can gain that back. But Vision gets nothing, nothing at all. And so to take away his perfect parry, I think was a bad decision on Kabam's part. You find one. Andy Barron has a 550 Daredevil. Okay, I'll check him out and see what his signature level is there. Which 5 stars are you excited about out of the 12 being added to the game tomorrow? I am most excited about Ultron and Hulk. Ultron number one. If I can manage to pull a 5-star Ultron, I will be running Ultron in both Alliance Quest and Alliance War Attack. He has proved himself to be just extremely valuable. Daniel Gomez, welcome back to the stream, sir. Let's see, we were looking for Andy Barron. All right, I don't see. I wonder if it shows up. Let me check this. Yeah, that's you found somebody in the. There's a discrepancy between his prestige champions and his PI champions based on his masteries, and so that's very common. If you find him in his alliance page, I bet he shows up as Daredevil. But when you duel him, it's going to be Doctor Strange. Or not. Hmm. Vision should be able to calculate a perfect parry. Yes, he should be. I mean, the guy, people walk through him, right, in the movie, so. Let's just go. I don't think I'm very far into this quest. I'm just going to exit out of that. Now I'm just curious. Let's find the Daredevil boss and see how many. If it doesn't take a whole lot of energy to get to him, we could just do that. Where's he at? There he is. 431. See, no synergy with Star-Lord. That's a sad, sad thing. Uh, which would you use, Drax or Thor, both awakened? Are you saying which one should you? Oh, which one should you rank? They're both very good. I think that's going to come down to your preference on that. When you coming home, Dad? I don't know when, but we will get together then, son. You know we'll get together then. Coming up with the Kansas songs, huh? Alright, let me double check this Daredevil. He should have a 100% chance. Yeah, Daredevil's training in this environment has reached 100% perfect radar sense. So if we fight him with Yondu, he should be evading Yondu's attacks. What's the shortest path to get there? These are such low numbers. This is funny. I remember the first time going through this map thinking, this is terrible. Such easy stuff now. Let's just roll it. Well, if you're just joining the stream, welcome. We're doing some arena, but now we've decided we need to verify whether Yondu's Yaka arrow is broken, and I should turn off the auto fight. So is anybody else saving up their 5-star crystals? Anybody got any crystals that they're going to be opening tomorrow? And who are you hoping for? Yeah, I know. It's just very hard to believe, isn't it, Ristic? I mean, Champs is hyped as Nebula and Yondu. I mean, they've spent a lot of time perfecting these champions. So 15,000 5-star stars. Don't know if I want to go for basic or featured. Well, let's see. Well, the featured's still going to be Yondu tomorrow. But I guess you could. I mean, if you're a Carnage fan, you could hold on to him until next month. Yeah, me too, Jada. I think I've got 16 or 1800, something like that. But I just ah, I forgot about this. He's got unstoppable. This auto, this stinks. He's got unstoppable, and I've got power lock, so I couldn't do anything about it. And he still has unstoppable. This is funny. Now we've both got unstoppable. Let's just go back and forth. Anyway, yeah, I think I have about 16 or 1800 5-star shards. So wanted to wait for Ultron, Hulk, Cap, or Mordo, but tried to do my SL or Gilly, and the smaller got Hulkbuster. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. Hulkbuster might be worse than Spider-Man. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the right is shorter. I forgot completion is on too, so I needed to do this anyway. I haven't done any completion yet. I wish Hulkbuster was better. I really do. He should be. He should be a good defender for Alliance War, and he just isn't. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Do you think Rocket Raccoon 5-star unduped will be good? I think he'll be decent. You can still get critical rate boost with his first special. I mean, his second special is still going to bleed and armor break. But it's his signature ability that really makes him stand out. Being able to increase that critical rate with his combo meter. I don't think he would be. I don't think he would be worth a rank 4 unduped. Maybe if he's awakened. All right, almost there. Here we come, Daredevil. Coming to test our Yaka arrows. Yeah, she's fun. I still mess up with her quite a bit. And I always get backed into the corner. That's one, like, say I back up and then try to hold the heavy, and then she doesn't hold the heavy, and then I end up getting hit. And then it's funny when she does get stuck in the corner and then she can't move. What's this global? This is the Chaos and the Outlast. Yep, yep. I told you I like mine a lot. I mean, just you do have to realize though, because of that. I mean, the lack of regeneration. I mean, if you mess up, you're gonna have to heal him up using potions if it comes to that. One thing you don't understand is that Venom, Hulk, Juggernaut, and Carnage don't have regeneration. Right? Yeah, I hear that quite a bit, especially about Hulk. My guess is that Hulk regeneration would really kind of work against his signature ability. All right, so here we go. Honed radar sense, 100% perfect radar sense, meaning he is going to evade every kind of projectile. Um, so we're going to go in with Yondu, and we are going to use only light attacks to test this out and see if he's working correctly or not. Clearly not. See now, he just evaded everything on that special. So it's not a problem just with Yondu, it's a problem with his attacks. And he evaded everything on the first special too. So yeah, the Yaka arrows on the light attacks are registering as melee attacks and not as projectiles. Now that we know that, we can just go ahead and use the medium attacks and finish him off here. Alright, so theory confirmed. Yondu is bugged. Yeah, Venom can regenerate. It's not very reliable. Hulk should have more regen than everyone except Deadpool. Yeah, I don't argue with that, but again, it would work against his signature ability that he gets stronger the lower in the health that he gets. So if he's regenerating pretty consistently like Wolverine, um, then that signature ability isn't going to have a whole lot of. I mean, it's not going to be as useful, I guess. Alright, I should be able to claim some rewards on completion now, but it's not going to let me. Not available. Oh well. That'll show up next time I restart the game. I'm doing very well, thank you. Thanks for asking, and I apologize. I really need to brush up on my Russian, so I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. But you are welcome. Thank you. Nightmare, welcome back. Let's see, where are we in arena? Probably should hit some 3-star if I plan on getting the 3-star Yondu here. Ghost Rider, welcome back to the stream, sir. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Kang's team has got to have some kind of advantage. It just takes so many more hits to kill Kang's team than it does anybody else. You got Yondu. Well, congratulations, sir. Did you get the 3-star or the 4-star? X-Men Avenger. Hulk's just one of those characters that's too strong to give him all his real abilities and keep him balanced. Yeah, that's true. But that hasn't been the problem with Hulk. The problem with him was that he was way underpowered. So I wouldn't mind seeing him with a little bit of regeneration, but I don't think. I mean, if it were to be a Wolverine or Iron Man level regeneration, then I think that it would just be counterproductive with his signature ability. Well, congratulations on the 3-star Yondu. How do you like him so far? Yeah, but you at least get a fully formed PHC for your Summoner Advancement score. And a nice shiny Tier 4 ISO, class ISO. Fingers crossed for T4 Basic. Well, good luck with that. I've never pulled anything but ISO from those things. But that would be very awesome if you could get that. Juggernaut could regenerate at the speed of light if he has a molecule of skin or flesh. Yeah. Now, I mean, I understand why the champions don't have all of their abilities that they might have in the comic books. I mean, they do have to make it a dynamic here where you've got all of these champions able to fight against, interact with other champions, with all of the other champions. Um, I mean, in the comic version, I mean, it would just be silly to think that a champion like, um, oh, I don't know, just throw one out there, Punisher, could actually fight and beat Dormammu, for example. Um, I don't know. Maybe he has in the comic books, but that would seem pretty silly to me. But so they've got. I understand that they do have to balance the characters so that they can actually interact in this context. Even though, I mean, I might disagree with some of the choices they make on some of the characters, they have at least shown the willingness to make adjustments when adjustments are needed. Now, if they could just get the newly released champs right, everything would be dandy. Just put together your new lawnmower, and my girlfriend doesn't understand why I'm excited. Find a new girlfriend. That's what I would say. Just tell her, hey, I just bought a new lawnmower. I can get a new girlfriend too. I'm here for relationship advice all night long. All right, Ghost Rider, thanks. Good to see you for a bit, sir. Have a great evening. Yeah, his description says near immortal. Thanos will die by your hand. Should start calling you Drax the Destroyer, right? I never found Thanos to be particularly difficult. I mean, he's a pretty simple character to fight. His specials are easy to evade. The Celestials are more powerful than Thanos. Okay, no one has beaten Dormammu in the comics. Not even Strange. He's been tricked and bargained with, but never beaten. Right? Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. But in the contest, Punisher has to be able to beat Dormammu. That's a good question, Nightmare. How can Ghost Rider not be immune to incinerate, and yet a big popsicle can be immune to incinerate? And why does Electro take damage from Electro? Miss Marvel wouldn't take damage from energy even if she wasn't blocking. Yeah, which that makes sense to me. Her ability should function, I think, much the same as Ultron's does. I mean, Ultron always absorbs it. She should always absorb, not just when she's blocking. Not that I ever want to absorb energy that I don't block. All right, you've had me in this corner long enough. problem is Kabam doesn't focus on the little things that would make the content just that much better. Well, I mean, I have my complaints, but I can understand though uh, the difficulty. I mean, how many champions are in the contest now? 80, something like that. Uh, it's got to take a lot of effort to balance a game in such a way that you have 80 diverse characters um, that that interact in specific ways with one another with specific abilities, make them different enough and yet not so different that things don't remain viable. I mean that's a big task. I'm sure there's a lot of difficulty with that, and so some of the problems I understand why they could happen. Uh, So, I mean, I'm going to complain about the issues that I see. I'm going to point out the problems that I see, but I do want to try to remain objective and not necessarily vilify them. I see that a lot in the forums. Let's see. Why don't Psylocke cause bleed damage slicing you with a katana? I don't know. It's a very good question. There's somebody else that does that too. Fights with a sword and doesn't cause bleed. Isn't there somebody else that does that? In Secret Wars, Punisher used the powers of Strange. What does Rocket do when he fights another Rocket and use a level 3? I don't know. I've never seen that, but I imagine Rocket gets his own still the same animation, right? Iceman's pretty overpowered. I don't know. I don't have Iceman at all. I know he was a real pain in the event quest, but I don't have him, so Gran is now cashing a check from Kanamycin. I don't even. What does that even mean? Oh, kabam! No, no, no. I've not received a penny from Kabam, and they've received more than enough pennies from me. Fought Ultron today with Dormammu. Every attack gave Ultron health yep, absolutely. I love using Ultron to fight Dormammu. The problem with him in Alliance Quest is Dormammu, as the boss, is on a heal block node, and so that doesn't help. Doesn't help him. Do you know what that War Machine and Hulk died in Civil War II? No, I did not know that. Kabam has done an excellent job overall. They've created one of the best fighting games ever, consoles included. Hats off to them. Yeah, I mean it's a good game. I wouldn't still be playing it after a year and a half or so if it wasn't a good game. It's a good game and I enjoy it. I get very frustrated with the bugs in it and things changing. I have a lot of the same complaints that many people do in the forums, and so I get all that. But people are people. Nobody's trying to sabotage the game intentionally, I don't think. It just doesn't make good business sense. But it also doesn't make good business sense to continually release bugged content, so I hope they get it figured out. What's wrong with Luke Cage? Other than the fact that he hits like a wet noodle. Or as CJ would say, hits like a kitten after drinking a full bowl of warm milk. My apologies to CJ. I'm sure that's not nearly as poetic as you would have said. Daredevil ZS 2015, welcome to the stream. Says, hey Gran, can you show us your mastery build? Sure, I can. But right now I've got It's not what I usually run. I've got a setup specific to test out Yondu. Iceman's ability to manipulate molecules makes him extremely powerful. So, yeah, he's overpowered, yeah. Yes, Iceman is an Omega level mutant, but so is Magneto. Magneto is not anywhere near as powerful as Iceman in the game. Whose signature ability isn't useful? Iceman's? That's not true. A cold snap is very useful, especially if you find yourself fighting a Spider-Man in Alliance War. Oh, Luke Cage. Hmm, it has its uses. It does. Um, Take Luke Cage into an all or nothing node. Don't mess up though. Make it to the third special, and then you tell me that it doesn't have its uses. I mean, he's not the first option, but if he was your only option, he works. There were guys in some of these event quests, for example, a couple months back, we had a Vision, OG Vision, as one of the bosses with power gain and started at 2 bars of power. So you go in, you start the fight, and immediately you get hit with the third special. Nothing you can do to avoid it, or very, very little you can do to avoid it. You can go in with an OG Vision yourself and hope you get to your first bar of power immediately so you can drain him. But what a lot of guys did, they took Luke Cage. So you go in, you eat the third special, you don't lose any health at all, and you carry on with the fight. Same thing with Iceman. I saw a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but I saw several people say they used Luke Cage for Iceman. Because the big problem with Iceman was the cold snap and losing 50 or 60% of your health right at the beginning of the fight. Well, you go in, you intentionally let him hit you. It triggers your signature ability, and you don't lose any health at all from the cold snap because you're invincible. So, just like any other champion, his signature ability is useful, but it is not useful in a lot of situations. He is a very niche character, but definitely can be useful if you know where to use him. So that's my spiel on that. Yeah, Phoenix was a disappointment. I think she can be fun to play with, but she's definitely not what she could be, I think. First Iceman in the monthly quest a couple months ago rocked, yeah. I ended up using my Daredevil for him. Just made sure I had Daredevil at full health when I went in, and he took about 50% of his health off, but finished him off pretty easily after that. Playing with Rogue feels more powerful than Phoenix in MCOC. Yeah, I think Rogue is more powerful than Phoenix is in MCOC. I think Phoenix would be better if they would even just simply increase her damage from the incinerates that she deals. The damage from her incinerates are so low. I mean, even if you stack 6, 8, 10, 12 incinerates, you're still, I mean, just doing hardly any damage per tick on that stuff. It's really pretty sad. I think I get asked that question a few times a week. Who is my favorite champ? And every time I say I really don't know. I don't know who my favorite champion is. I like a lot of different champions, and it depends on which area of the game that I'm playing uh, for who I use. It's easier to tell you who I don't like than it is to tell you who my favorites are. Or I should say who my least favorites are than it is to say who my favorites are. But I do like. Uh, I like the standard ones: Star Lord, Thor. But I've been enjoying Ghost Rider a lot. I've been enjoying some of the newer ones that actually take some thought and some strategy as to how you use them. Black Panther has been a lot of fun for me recently. The OG Black Panther, not Black Panther Civil War. He's actually on the bottom of my list for champions. I don't really care much to fight with him. But I've been enjoying Black Panther a lot. I'm just watching those bleeds. I just recently maxed out my deep wounds, so I've been spending a lot more time with bleed champions. Barely missed that one. Favorites in each class. Well, CJ can tell you who my favorite cosmic is. uh, favorite cosmic. Thor's growing on me. I didn't have him awaken pre 12.0, so I can't really compare him to anything there. But I do like Thor. I really am not a fan of the symbiotes, so that's one of the reasons that Carnage just isn't really appealing to me right now. Um, but Thor's enjoyable, and I like Drax. I've always liked Drax. Tech, right now, my favorite is. See, I'm just so indecisive. Indecisive. I was gonna say Ultron, but then I'm like, well, no Vision. Well, they'll know there's Star Lord. I mean, there's just a lot of great techs. Um, yeah, I'm failing this test, aren't I? Failing miserably. Somebody asked me who my least favorite champions are. I can do that. Why do I wear the hat? Well, it's oops, sorry, hit the wrong button. Well, I wear the hat so that first of all, the glare off my forehead doesn't blind everybody. But I also wear it because I like to wear hats, and it's just something that the picture that I use on my page is actually the picture that I have on my Line app as well. And so when I started, I just adopted that and figured it's more of a branding thing of sorts at this point. She cannot steal Unstoppable. Jean Grey is a level 5 mutant. She's more powerful than Xavier. Yeah. Not here, she's not. Yeah, so I think that's another aspect of it that I mean, we tend to say we tend to like the champions that we can use. I mean, the champions that we use a lot, that we have ranked up, we know how to play with them. Um, but then you get to rank up another champion and you start to play with them and realize what their strengths are, and you're like, hey, well, maybe this one really does have some potential here. So I mean, I've had champions that just grow on me over time. Howard the Duck is not one of those yet. I still have to figure out exactly how to use him and whether he's even worth figuring out how to use. I don't have Dormammu or Hood as a 4 star. I only have him as a 3 star, and I just got Hood yesterday, so I can't really say on that. From what I hear of the people that do have them, Hood seems to be the more preferable choice. You are bold and don't want to copy Brian. I don't know what you mean by that. Talking about the bald head? Well, I think I was probably bald before Brian was bald, but maybe he's copying me. Tech, SL, Cosmic, Thor, Skill, BW, Mutant, X23, Mystic, Magic, Science, I don't want to talk about. Favorite champ is by far Magic as of now. Yeah. But you know me, CJ. When you asked me for my opinion, what did I tell you? I'm good at not coming down solidly on anything. Keep my options open. Although I don't have her, maybe that's part of the reason. Maybe I'm just a little mystified by Gwenpool, but I think Gwenpool may be a contender for the best skill champion. Best Mystic champion. Seems like the title for that one has gone to Voodoo. Well, I only have one version of Ultron. The other version, the classic Ultron, is only awarded to those who 100% Labyrinth of Legends, and I have yet to do my first run of that. So that's going to be a long ways away for me. If you want to say which one do I prefer to fight against in Arena, for example, I'd much rather fight the Age of Ultron. And maybe that just has to do with the difficulty of Arena, or the fight number in Arena. Because usually when I fight the classic Ultrons in Arena, it's that between fights 9 and 13 kind of area, right before or right after the Thanos and Kang fights. And so the AI on those fights behaves differently. And so usually when I fight the classic Ultron there, he won't block, he won't attack, he'll stand back with his guard down, and he won't do anything. And so you try to attack him and he parries. I mean, that's just like every time. Try to get an attack in, he parries, and then I get hit. And so I hate fighting him for that reason, just because of the AI. But again, I have a feeling it just that has to do with what number the fight is in the arena cycle. Gwenpool is good, but she doesn't seem to hurt much when champs can't bleed. Right, exactly. She's not very good against bleed immune. Onslaught. Well, if they plan on going at least through 2020, there's a There's a good chance. Ultron profile looks kind of like Brian Grant. I don't even know what you mean by that. Oh, there's my completion. All right. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. I think burn the rest of my energy in Alliance Quest, and we'll wrap this up tonight by opening up some crystals. Come in here and say hello to Psylocke. Where are we at? 4,000. That is above 25%. So if I play this right, I should be able to heal Ultron up. Epic Gamer YT, welcome to the channel. Hey, I don't mind you promoting your channel there on the chat, just as long as you actually are here to interact with the chat and you're supporting the channel here. All right, guys, give me a minute. I'm going to focus on this fight because I don't want to lose Ultron here, and I'll be right back to you in the chat. Ah, she got me. No. Oh well. One silly mistake, and that cost me being able to get back up to 75% energy. All right, back to the chat. Thanks for the patience there. Look at Ultron, then look at Brian. I'm gonna have to take your word for that one there, Nightmare. I am Legend, first time in the stream. Hey, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I've been on about 2 hours now. I'm glad you found me. I am streaming most nights of the week. But I'd love to have you again in a future stream and get to chat with you a little bit. But definitely a warm welcome to you tonight. Smoke it down, sir. What if Fing Fang Foom was in MCOC? Well, then he would be in MCOC. Epic Gamer, nice moves. Thank you, sir. And Psylocke is hot. Well, to each his own, Daniel Gomez. To each his own. All right, let's go check out the crystals. Let's see what we got here. We got a map 6 crystal. Actually pulled a skill from a map 6 crystal this morning. So let's see if we can get lucky again. Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst Fragments, I'll take those. Those are always good to get, always good to have. Epic Gamer says, I'm not good at this game. Well, sir, it just takes practice. Play for a while, play a lot. And as with anything, you get better with time. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am Legend. Yep. There you go. There's your notification. Thanks for the sub. Got to catch seemingly tenacious streams though. I'm in. Oh, you're a mod in there. So as you say, I need to make more mods. I keep that comes up quite a bit here. I need to make mods so people are obligated to show up here. I think I sat in on one of his streams one time for a few minutes, but he's usually streaming at a time that I can't catch him, or we're streaming at the same time. So I do understand that if you've got a commitment over there. 2-star Star-Lord. And yeah, Brian Grant went live about 36 minutes ago. He's pretty consistent on at about 12:30 a.m. Central Time, which is where I'm at. I guess he's Eastern, so that'd be 1:30 a.m. there. Four-star, four-star, four-star. I have yet to get a 4-star out of these. And no. Alright, a couple premium hero crystals. We're going to try our luck here. It's still showing off that Gwenpool when you open the crystal. Just telling you, I'm in here, but you're never going to see me. Okay, seemingly tenacious streams at 11 p.m. East Coast, so that's 10 p.m. here. So he usually starts about an hour before I start. I'm usually on at about 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is where I'm at. Epic Gamer YT, thank you for the sub, sir. I appreciate that. I think we're getting close to 600 subs. I need to do an official sub marathon or something like that. When we get to 1,000, I'm gonna probably do a gift. Maybe send a random lucky winner a carb core, and select a few others to give some lesser prizes to. But I don't know how long that'd take. It's not too far away. We've been growing pretty good the last few weeks, but I think we're about, what is it? What is it now? 585 when you came in? Yeah, so we've gained about 100 in the last few weeks. Looks like 589 right now. So 411 to go. Do a face reveal at 1,000. Man, that is an excellent idea, Ristic. I could maybe do a head reveal at 1,000. That's getting a little personal, though. I'll think about it. I'll think about what I want to do on my official face reveal to make it special. You know, just for you guys. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight, gentlemen. Thank you so much for keeping me company. As always, you've made the grind a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit less grueling. So be sure to, well, tomorrow night I won't be streaming. We've got a 4-hour maintenance tomorrow beginning at 10 p.m. Central. So from that's going to be, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., which is my streaming window that is going to be closed. And so take tomorrow night off, and I will catch you guys Wednesday night right here on the Grand Scheme. Until then, smoke it down. We'll catch you later.